Hey guys, welcome back. So I've just finished watching The Empire of Death, and there's one thing that really eclipsed the whole thing for me. But before I get into that, I'm just going to sort of break it down a bit. Now, I thought the beginning was cool, but I thought it was going just a bit too slow with the Doctor in the memory TARDIS. It just felt like we were lingering just a bit too long. Then it picked up slightly when we actually saw Sutekh in the destroyed sort of unit base on Earth. Then I thought it was going a bit slow again with that woman, although I did find it really sad and I did like that scene with that woman on that planet with the Doctor. I thought it was just going a bit too slow. Then it picks up again, and then it just feels like Sutekh's destroyed very quickly. So I feel like the pacing of this isn't the best. Now, I thought the death of Sutekh was okay. I'm going to have to rewatch it to sort of get my proper thoughts. I did like all the scenes with him flying through the vortex. I thought that was cool. And I do like how they were shown some of the sort of bits of the previous episode where he was in back in 1975. So I did like that. And I did like how he was in the vortex and everything. But it just feels like he was killed very quickly. And then we sort of had the reveal of Ruby's mum. I must admit, at first I was disappointed because there's been such a build up to who she is. And then it's just an ordinary woman. When they sort of meet each other and they sort of build that relationship and all of that, then it picked up and I thought, okay, well that's not too bad because it doesn't have to be like this big mystery, I suppose. And it's nice how they sort of connected again. I do like that. But I'm going to have to rewatch the episode because maybe I missed some things. But I thought there was still some questions. Like, I just don't understand quite a few things. It's just some things that I just don't understand. Like, for example, I liked how Roger Ap Gwilym came up again and all of that, but then it just sort of, it felt like we were sort of getting something more to do with 73 Yards, which I really liked. But then nothing really ever come of it. And then there was other things in it as well. I can't remember at the moment, but there were some other things that just doesn't make sense. I don't feel like the Susan Twist thing was explained very well. I mean, yeah, she was sort of done by Sutekh to sort of like destroy the planets when the Doctor was gone. But what was the whole point of? I know it was for the anagram, but what was the whole point of the Susan Twist technology and tried technology and all of that? That it just doesn't make sense. So there are a few questions that I'm going to have to sort of rewatch and sort of break down properly. But I felt like I was left with a few questions in this episode. So there was that. I did like how there's hints, more hints of Susan. I think we'll definitely be getting Susan in the future, and I really hope it's Caroline Ford we'll be getting as well, especially after everything with William Russell. I think it's really important to get these type of people back in Doctor Who, at least for one more appearance. But the one thing that has really sort of upset me is the fact that Ruby has gone. Now, we know she's in the second series. I feel like we've sort of been pushed into believing certain things. At first we thought she was leaving, then they sort of confirmed that there's going to be 2 companions for series 2, but the Doctor said goodbye to her like he did for Martha, so it does look like what people suspected, that she's only going to be making sort of appearances here and there. But I just don't feel like we've had enough of Ruby. I've sort of delved into this before. Yes, we had Martha for one series, but that was when we had a lot more episodes. I mean, this series, you had episodes like Dot and Bubble. You didn't really see much of Ruby. Yeah, you saw a bit of her, like you saw a bit of the Doctor, but you didn't see much of her in that. Yeah, you had episodes like 73 Yards where it's just Ruby, but I feel like just 8 episodes plus a Christmas special is not a lot. And I'm really disappointed that they've already got rid of Ruby, because we've sort of had this thing about how close they are and how much great friends they are, but really, we haven't seen too much of it, and I feel like they should have progressed it onto another series. They might do, but if we've got another companion, it just feels like we're just moving on so quickly. So I'm really disappointed to see Ruby gone. And I was really upset because I was upset she was leaving, but I was also upset because I just feel like we haven't seen enough of her yet, and I really do like Ruby, and which is why I'm so disappointed about it. So, to be honest, that sort of eclipsed it because that's sort of my main thoughts about it. But again, there were some things in the episodes which I don't think were cleared up very well. And the pacing, for me at least, felt off. I don't know how everyone else feels. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But the pacing just felt a bit slow, and then it was just... Sutekh was sort of like got out of the way halfway through the episode, then the rest was Ruby and Ruby's mum and all that, which I don't mind, but it just felt like, well, Sutekh's gone already. It's just like, that was very quick. But yeah, the whole thing, it was a good episode and I did enjoy it. I wonder what it's going to be like second time round when you sort of know everything that's going to happen. So it was a bit like my thoughts about The Legend of Ruby Sunday. I thought the second time round it wouldn't be as enjoyable, but it was. But with this one I'm not too sure because we already know what's going to happen. So yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, there were some great scenes in that I'm going to have to break down as well. But as my initial thoughts, It was a good episode. It wasn't as good as The Legend of Ruby Sunday, and I'm really disappointed that Ruby's gone already. So it sort of has eclipsed it for me. I'm just really disappointed that Ruby's gone because I feel like we should have had a lot more of her. And I know we're going to get more of her in the second series. Like the Doc said, we're going to be seeing her again, but I just wish she was like the main companion. It doesn't look like she's going to be, so I'm not too keen on that. And because the Ruby thing eclipsed it, I wasn't too fussed about Mrs. Flood's appearance, although I did like it. I did like how she was on the roof, and I did like how she was sort of hinting at sort of something that's going to be going wrong with the Doctor. I do really like that, don't get me wrong, but again, the Ruby thing sort of eclipsed it as well. But yeah, there was also something in the episode which I've forgotten what she said, but I'm sure she said lover boy or something. It did remind me of something like what River Song would say. So I thought that was interesting. I'm going to have to rewatch that as well and listen to that. But yeah, on the whole, it was a good episode. It wasn't as good as The Legend of Ruby Sunday, and I do feel like I'm just really disappointed that Ruby's sort of gone and she's not the main companion. It's great that she's finds out about her family and everything. But the fact that the Doctor's left her, I mean, it's probably for the best for Ruby. We know his companions, they don't always end well, the ending. So it sort of does make sense, but still, I just wish we had more of Ruby. So I'm quite disappointed about that. But that's just my thoughts. What did you think of the episode? Did you enjoy it more or weren't you keen? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And see you in my next video soon where I do the full review of The Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed and hopefully see you in my next video soon. Thanks for watching and take care.